as I clear my throat. As I said, let me clear my throat. Okay. Dansby. Dansby. I guess this weekend was the right time. 7 years, $177 million to the Chicago Cubs. Braves fans, y'all a curious bunch, man. And I got all Southern on you. So y'all a curious bunch. You are. Like, I don't understand. I didn't even get involved in Braves Twitter when it happened. I just said, you know what, I'm gonna let this one go. Um, Look, this is the second year in a row now. You've let a major piece of a championship team walk away to a, let's just call it, bigger market for money that was fair market value at the time of the signing. And you've lost not only a great player, but also a critical clubhouse piece. Now, Alex Anthopoulos is the best GM in the game at this point. Like, I don't think that's debatable. So I'm not really worried about how he's going to replace Dansby and what he's going to do. I think they'll be fine. And I think that there's enough production up and down this lineup that they're going to be fine from that standpoint. It's fair at this point, though, to philosophically question the Braves as an organization and what they do. Here's the problem. Here is the problem right now. And particularly for Ronald Acuna, because, Ronald Acuna, uh, his contract, there's an opt out in it, right? He has the ability to opt out of that thing. And in short, well, I'm sorry, you didn't know he doesn't. There are club options in 26 and 27, or 27 and 28, rather. I thought there was an opt out. Anyway, my point simply is this. Um, the Braves don't look like they take care of their own. Now, I know you would say that's the contrary, given what they did to Spencer Strider and Michael Harris and Austin Riley. Yes, but those were not fair market value deals. They weren't. They just weren't. They were below market value. Now, that's good for the Braves and good for Alex Anthopoulos. And player signs a deal, good for them. But when a lot of those guys, when Ronald Acuna is still only, I don't know, 28 years old and heading into a year where he's going to, be eligible to walk away, or the clubs, at this point, you would believe the Braves would sign those two club options at a small, measly $17 million. That said, when he hits 30 and he's going to be a free agent, you think the Braves are going to be the team that's going to bring him back? If he wins an MVP in there and they win another World Series, you think the Braves are bringing him back? No. Philosophically, where are the Braves? I don't know. It is alarming that they allowed two cornerstone pieces that they developed and grew from the minors on, and let them walk away. I wish that we would had some better clarity on, what really was the number. We know what the Braves offered Dansby, about $100 million deal during the season, and he turned it down. I love players who bet on themselves. Good for Aaron Judge. Good for Dansby. And let's be clear about one thing. Dansby didn't choose money over championships. That's not what he did at all. Dansby took the best offer available to him. You can frame it any other way you want. Took the best offer available to him. I'm sure if the Braves had that same offer, he's back in Atlanta. The Braves didn't have that same offer. The Braves did not put $177 million on the table for him. They just didn't. They flat out didn't. If they did, he'd be here. It just is what it is. I don't know that you can look at it any other way. Now, you can't get mad at the Braves. They've spent money. They've absolutely spent money. But, they're not paying anybody over $21 million. And the crazy part, they gave Charlie Morton $20 million. That's the nuts part. I mean, Austin Riley's going to get $22 million for the next, I don't know, 8 years, 9 years, whatever it is. Philosophically, it's hard for me to feel like if you are a Braves player who's not under contract. So, like, if you are right now, if you're Max Fried, you think the Braves are re-signing you? Nope. Sorry. Max Fried is going to be in a new uniform. When he is done with arbitration and he hits free agency, which he's 2 more years here, 23 and 24, Max Fried will be in a different uniform in 2025. Write it down now. I'll put it on Twitter. You can, old takes exposed me. This guy's going to be a different uniform. Same thing for Kyle Wright. If he keeps trending in the direction that he is, okay, and he's not even in his arbitration years, he's got a long way to go. But he'll be here through 26. If he's as good and he continues to be as good as he is, guess what? He ain't going to be here. Braves have just told you that's what they do. When you outpace their projection for what you're worth, they let you walk. Now, you could argue that some of that is really good discipline. You could argue that. I think there's an argument for that. But there's also an argument for you should keep your own homegrown talent because that's how you win. That's how you win. That's how dynasties are formed. Go look at the Yankees of the late '90s, the core four: Jeter, Rivera, Pettit, Posada, Bernie Williams. All those guys, homegrown. They built that team from the ground up, kept them all, re-signed them all, and kept them there as long as they could. That's how you build dynasties. You got to keep those guys. You can't keep running people like a revolving door in and out. Can't build a dynasty that way. Sure, your window for winning a championship will be open. Look at the Dodgers. They restock and reload every single year. They've gotten one championship out of it. Why? Because it's hard to throw people in a room continually, different names, different faces, different personalities, and expect everything to click at the right time. Really tough to do. And that's kind of why, uh, things are where they are. And again, with this core group that the Braves have right here, if they can retain it, sure, they're going to be a championship caliber level ball club. What's that going to convert to? I don't know. I genuinely don't know. So we'll see. The Falcons took a tough loss yesterday. Desmond Ritter made his first start. I hope you guys checked out Locked On Falcons right after that game because Aaron Freeman does such a great job. Make that your first listen. For your next listen, check out the Locked On Sports Today podcast, biggest stories of the day, plus instant reactions, big game recaps, and the take of the day. It's available on the Odyssey app, YouTube, and wherever you get your podcasts.